Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We were driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk with Mike Marichak from Scranton. And Mike, getting ready for football season. Right before the start of the season, let's talk about your Knights and how has preseason gone for you?
Not bad so far. The kids have worked hard. We're improving every day. The big thing right now is just you guys staying healthy. And, there's always going to be your dinks and your dunks with some of the kids. But, right now everything seems to be going all right. And, just as long as we keep getting better, I'm happy with that, and the kids keep working hard.
Well, some family tradition is always good at Scranton. Get names like McCarthy and Gorton and Pabst, Marichak. Those are some good quality names that have been through the Scranton Knights program.
It's a good tradition. For years we've had many of the older brothers, and now we're down a lot of them are the last siblings of them. But all good football family, and a lot of them are really knowledgeable, and they've been around the game a long time. And I'm looking. Actually, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of those kids are the guys. We're looking for them to be leaders, and at this point right now, they have shown leadership, and hopefully they'll continue for the rest of the year.
Well, Jake McCarthy has been a man among boys, it seems, for a few years now. Here he is entering his senior season. He's made it known, hey, he's going to head to Virginia and play baseball. He's got a great career ahead of him. But I think he's got a little bit of football left in him on the high school level.
It's funny to see, you saw Jake as a freshman, he was a real good athlete, a little timid, not timid, but, just assuming he had not sure of himself yet. And then as a sophomore, he had a great year last year. But now, this year, to me, it seems like he matured a little more. It seems like he's a little more physical, and his speed, he can't change speed like that. But he has matured mentally and physically, and we are counting on him, to do big things. And as long as he stays healthy, he can continue to do the things he's had, the last 3 or 4 years for us.
Well, I got to talk with Mr. Papst a few years ago in the stands at a scrimmage, and he was great to talk to. And, he's a fit guy himself, and talking about all his kids. Yeah, I got another one coming up. It seems like there's a long line of Paps, and Charlie's another tough, hard-nosed kid.
Oh, yes, he is. I mean, he puts countless hours in with his father. So his father puts a lot of time in the weight room with him. And just like, we had his older brother, Walter, played for us, and same way, and Eric, too, and then Charlie. But the funny thing is, he has 7 or 8 kids. I know there's 2 or 3 more on the way up. So hopefully, willing that I'll be around and we have another opportunity. But they are always physically ready, mentally. They're good football players, and they're tough kids. And Charlie's one of those guys. And Charlie was a kid that had an unfortunate injury last year, and now I think he's hungry. He sat out all last year. So this year is his senior year, and he's pretty hungry, and he's physically and mentally ready for a good football season.
How about the type of young man you get out of Scott Gorton? Again, another family tradition-rich kid at Scranton, and what he could do on the field, whether it's offensively or defensively.
Both sides of the ball. Offensively, we really didn't need him. He hasn't really played much offense, but as a defense, he's been a starter since sophomore year. Last year, he came into his own last year, and he was a tough defender. Now this year, we're counting on him to be a tough defender, but, we moved him over, and he's got a big job, big shoes to fill at quarterback. But, he has a football mentality. He's a smart kid. He knows the game. And, with having a guy like Jake, I think it takes a little pressure off the quarterback and some of the other guys. But he's going to have to make some plays for us this year. Jake's going to do what he does, but we're going to need some pressure off of Jake a little bit, and Scott's going to do it. And I talked to people, and they asked me about it. I don't need Scott to win games for it. But he's got to, he's going to be able to throw the ball a little bit. Everybody we play, they're going to load the box. They're going to be ready for Jake. And with some of our other guys, the speed we have on the outside, I think if Scott can get the ball to some of the guys on the outside, he should have a nice year for him. But Scott, as I said, physically and mentally, he's a tough kid, and he knows the game. He's been around it his whole life, so he should be fine as long as he keeps himself under control.
Mike Marichak joining us here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Mike, will you talk about your offensive line up front? What kind of experience do you have coming back, and do you have any size there for the Knights? My center and my right guard, they were on the line last year. They played an awful lot for us. They're starters. They're our anchors up there. Brett Ingham is our center, really smart kid. He makes all the calls. He's the anchor, and then Jordan O'Hearn at right guard is a very good football player, a tough kid. We're counting on him. He had a great offseason. And,
our left guard had saw some time last year, a little inexperienced, but our two tackles are big kids. One's 6'4", 290, the other one's 6'3", about 280, 290. And they're big kids. And throughout the last 2 weeks that we've been going through camp, both of them have improved every single day. And for their size, they really, they can get downfield and they can get into people. And, once they get a hold of you, they're pretty tough kids. So we're counting on, it all starts up front. I don't care what level it is, whether it's to high school, to college, to pros. It all starts up front. And having a guy like Jake is great because these guys here, you give him a crease, he has the vision and speed to get through there. And once you get to the second level, he's very difficult to stop. So these kids can come together and get better each week. I think, with having someone like Jake, they can be very good and solid. So, I'm counting on them to have a nice year. And we do have some decent size up there, size and speed up front. So hopefully, they help you, we can get better.
Well, Mike, your quote in our football preview magazine is, "We had a great offseason in the weight room." You felt your team really got stronger.
Yes, I think stronger physically. And then I had a guy, actually, this guy by the name of Joe Pacifico, owns a company, Elite Game Speed. Ran into him one night over in the springtime. He said, I'm from, he's from the area, and he left for a couple of years, went to Tampa Bay, he had a couple of companies out there, and he was willing to give back. And he really worked hard with kids, not just, in the weight room, but he really put some time and effort in their speed and agility. And I think kids, have gotten stronger, faster, and bigger going through his program. So I got to give a lot of credit with him, along with my staff too. But Joe did a real nice job with our kids, and a lot of them seem a lot bigger and stronger than they were the year before.
Coach, always seems to be a quality coaching staff at Scranton. I know you're excited about one of your defensive coaches that's back and ready to go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have guys. I'm only as good as the guys that are around me. And a lot of the guys we have, and the funny thing is a lot of our coaches, Jamie Higgins is my mainstay. He's been around. Steve Shumbrace he was with us, went to prep for a couple of years, and now he's back with it. He does our office, does a great job with the kids. But the big guy around is Jackie Miles is coming back, and Jack knows the game. I mean, he's been around the game for 25 years. He started out his career at Dunmore with Coach Henses, and then he moves on to North Pocono for a couple of years, and then he's been down here. He's with us for about 11, 12 years. He was with my brother, but the guy knows the game, and he's great with because he's great with the kids. So I'm happy with that. And there's like a lot of the other kids that play for us throughout the year, guys like AJ McKenna and Jeff Field and Al Carrasca, and those guys work with the kids too. So they know our system. They know what's going on. So I'm very happy with the coaching staff that we have. And, they work hard. All of them work hard, and they put a lot of time and effort in. So very happy with that.
Well, it should be a successful season for the Scranton Knights with Coach Mike Marichak. We thank you for your time and wish you well this season.
Okay, thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
Scranton Knights football here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.